Saturday's sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Ready! Bronco 80!
They'll set up to throw. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jonas Sanker. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Play fake, Shuck. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Shuck. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Miller is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And complete to Drake London. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Here now, 3rd and a yard.
A 13-yard gain brings up 3rd and a yard.
He'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hawk 70, Hawk 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Play action. Shuck. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
2nd and 10. They'll throw. Here's Shuck. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Jalen Walker has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. That's out wide here for Robinson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Robinson up the middle. And shedding through the tackle. And this will be a Falcons 1st down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Play action fake. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Open man is the rookie from Auburn. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one comes. There's 29 yards, first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow, knocked him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Play action, shot. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too. On that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Well, this is up and good from Pinheiro. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out there for their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll get that. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
Red! 60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 to score after one on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here we go. Set. 7 Pirates.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Still going inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Go! Hey, 18 cards, 18 cards, let's go!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now 2nd and goal. And the 17-yard line.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
70 Timberwolves.
They'll look to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on 3rd down.
Hey! 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. That's complete right around the 8. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good job there to kind of weather the storm in that first quarter and come back with their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, you hate to be coming from behind early on, but you're exactly right. They took some time, able to move the ball, and now it's back to a 10-3 game.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Try to sit on a lead and play that way. That doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Here's Shuck. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Breaks through the contact. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown, Saints.
So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Yeah, really with I should probably start a head, boy, because I got other heads, boy. All that Drake, you got to chill. I be on my little mouse.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They go play action here on first down. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. From the 46, here's a second and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Here we go. Viking 18.
They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now a 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And Cowboy 80.
They'll look to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Hey, trap 60, go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And his kick is indeed good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And able to get this out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking left side, and it's complete. Through the middle of the field. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Saints continue to pull away here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Set. Bronco 80. 79 Bronco. Warriors 70. 60 Mavericks. 60 Mavericks.
They'll throw now on the final play. That one deep for London. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here's the beginning of the first series of the second half. Hey, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Ready? Panthers, go!
Now Shuck. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Mecole Hardman. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Second and 7 from the 20. From the shotgun, it's Shuck. And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Shuck out of the shotgun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
First down, Saints.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll run it again with Miller. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, That's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
To throw now, Shuck. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
2nd and 4. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
70 Timberwolves.
On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. He caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball, stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Back to throw again. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First and 10 at the 40.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Warriors 70. Let's go now. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
They'll set up to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
At the 60. Hurt. Street. Let's go.
Now back to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Yaya Diaby with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
60.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Throwing left side, it's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Viking 18. Take off.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. And the Falcons grab it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
Cougar 19. At the 60. At the 60.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
And 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
He'll look to throw. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 15. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
Here we go. 60 Bearcats. 60. Bronco 80. Dragon 60. Let's go.
They'll drop the throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's a nature of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 79 Broncos. Ready, ready.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Play fake, shot. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A give to Pollard running left. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tony Pollard with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, they'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Come on.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Ready?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he will find his man on the outside. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 23 yards to pick up there.
1st
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
2nd and 5. Caught by London. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Jarnell Mooney, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to cut into that deficit. They'll going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they hope to polish things off. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
And they lost it there, big fumble. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the
They'll look to throw here.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And now both of these defenses have something to brag about following this one, each with a pick-6 today.
They are even there, but we still have to decide a winner, don't we, partner? And what they really want to brag about after this one is getting that W. The turnovers are great. Can they make plays now that tilt the balance in their favor?
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Oh, nice move.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's got his big tight end here. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Back to throw here. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's got this down to the 35.
13 more yards. That's another Falcons.
Back to throw now on first down. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A gain of 5.
And now an audible here into something else.
At the 30-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Ready? Set. Panther 60. Panther 60. Hawk 7. Hawk 70. Tighten up. Here we go. Mustang 19. Ready?
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on first and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack.
60.
They're going to look to throw. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Ready? 70 up. Cougar 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready?
They'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I like what they tried to do there, trying to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he can make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Y'all gotta pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. We better know Power Rangers. Mine also dangerous. Y'all talk outrageous. Don't call the major.
Maybe one final chance here to make this a bit more respectable as he'll go for it on 4th and goal.
Bronco 80.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Cub 19. Cub 19. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Buffalo 18. Trap 60. Trap 60. Hut, hut.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 17 yards out. And the Falcons' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
That burst good for 20 and a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
The 22-yard line.
Let's go. 19, Tiger. 19, Tiger. Go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Here we go. Here we go. Panther 60. Panther 60. Take go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.